Hello. If you're a man over 60, please listen closely. This message is very important for you. The truth is, there are 4 common fruits. Yes, fruits. You eat them often. But these fruits might be quietly hurting your body. They could be making your blood flow weak. They could be making your erections weaker. And they could be taking away the close moments you have with your partner. The intimacy you thought you'd always have. I'm not talking about fried food. Not red meat. Not alcohol. I'm talking about fruits. The fruits that are in your kitchen right now. They look healthy, right? But inside your body, they act like a slow poison. They can raise a hormone called estrogen. They can fill your body with too much sugar. And they can cause swelling inside your blood vessels. These are the same blood vessels that carry blood to your most important body parts. My name is John Miller. I'm a urologist. That means I'm a doctor who specializes in men's health. I've worked for over 30 years helping men. I help them get back their confidence. I help them improve their performance. And I help them protect their manhood. All this without using strong medicines or surgery. I've worked with thousands of men just like you. And what I'll tell you now isn't just an idea from books. It's what really works in real life. Many men are never warned about these fruits. That's why they keep eating these 4 fruits. They don't know that each bite might be pulling them further away from the strong man they used to be. But today we'll change that. In this video, I'll show you exactly which 4 fruits you must avoid. And more importantly, I'll tell you what you should eat instead. I'll show you fruits that help open your arteries. Fruits that make you feel more masculine. And fruits that help you have strong performance, even when you're over 70 and beyond. Please stay with me until the end. The last fruit I'll talk about is the most dangerous one. Most men over 60 eat it every week. They think it's good for their heart. Before we start, if you care about your blood flow, your performance, and your close moments with your partner after 60, please hit that subscribe button now. Also, click the bell icon. This way, you'll never miss another health tip from a doctor. Tips made just for men like you. And if this video helps you, or if you agree with what I say, please type the number 1 in the comments below. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me make better videos for you. Alright, now you know why this is important. Let's talk about the specific fruits. We'll start with the first fruit that might be hurting you more than helping you. Fruit 1. Pineapple, the sweet trap that raises estrogen. This first fruit is sweet. It's from tropical places. Many people think it's a healthy snack. But for men over 60, it can quietly hurt your hormones. Can also hurt your blood flow. I'm talking about pineapple. Pineapple is a sweet trap that can raise estrogen in your body. I still remember a patient of mine, Robert. He was 72 years old. He was a retired firefighter. He came into my office with tears in his eyes. He wasn't crying from pain. He was crying from frustration. Robert had always been active. All his life he was strong and sharp. A real man's man. But in the last year something had changed. His energy was low. His drive, both for work and for close moments with his wife, was fading. He tried many health supplements. He tried to eat healthy. But his body was just not getting better. So we sat down. We looked at everything he ate from morning to night. That's when I saw it. Every morning, Robert started his day with a bowl of fresh-cut pineapple. He truly believed it was good for him. "Doctor," he told me, "that fruit keeps me regular and gives me energy." But what he didn't know, and what most men don't know, is this. Pineapple, even though it's sweet and known as healthy, can actually hurt your hormones when you're over 60. Pineapple has a lot of a type of sugar called fructose. When you're younger, your liver can handle this sugar well. But after 60, your body's processing speed slows down. Your liver processes fructose much less effectively. Instead of changing it into energy, your body starts to store it as fat, especially around your belly. This is called visceral fat. And here's where the real problem begins. Visceral belly fat in older men doesn't just sit there. It becomes active like a hormone. It starts to change your free testosterone, yes, your masculinity, into estrogen. That's right, estrogen. This is the hormone that can make you feel softer, slower, and more emotional. It's the hormone that can lower your desire, can make you feel less excited, and it can make your erections weaker. Suddenly, that sweet pineapple becomes like a chemical enemy to your manhood. But that's not all. Pineapple is also very acidic. This might not have affected you many years ago, but now, at your age, it can irritate the lining of your stomach and gut. This can cause a mild, hidden swelling inside your body. This swelling doesn't just cause problems with your digestion. It can also make your blood vessels tight. It can make the walls of your arteries stiff. And it reduces the flexibility that your blood system needs for strong, healthy blood flow. When this happens, blood has a harder time reaching the places it needs to go, especially during close moments. In Robert's case, it wasn't medicines. It wasn't just getting older. It wasn't that he didn't try hard enough. It was his morning fruit, pineapple, hurting him every single day. I'm not here to say that food is bad. My job is to show you what works well with your body and what works against it, especially as you get older. For men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, the goal isn't just to eat healthy. It's about eating smart. It's about choosing foods that protect your hormones, foods that support your blood flow, and foods that keep your vitality strong. So, when Robert stopped eating pineapple and started eating a much better fruit, watermelon, he began to feel a change in just over a week. Why watermelon? Because it has a special amino acid called citrulline. This citrulline helps your body make more nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is key for making your blood vessels open wide. It helps blood flow better. It makes sure blood goes exactly where you need it, when you need it. Within 10 days, Robert told me he woke up feeling something he hadn't felt in months. Himself. He was sharper, more energetic, and yes, stronger in the bedroom. Not because of a magic pill or a risky medical procedure, but simply because he learned what his body needed at this stage of life and what to avoid. I share this story with you because I know how easy it is to make small choices that have big effects. You're trying your best. You want to stay healthy. But no one ever told you that even the fruit you trust could be making your hormones go in the wrong direction. So, if you've been starting your mornings with pineapple, thinking you're making a smart choice, now you know the truth. You deserve to feel strong, focused, and alive again. And it starts with something as simple as what's on your plate. But pineapple isn't the only hidden danger in your kitchen. There's another fruit. It's tiny. It's sweet. It seems harmless. Most men eat it without thinking. Yet, inside your blood, it acts more like candy than fruit. It makes your sugar spike. It hurts your blood flow. And it quietly damages the very vessels important for intimacy. Let's talk about it next. If you're still here, and this message is touching you, just type the number 1 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. Now, let's keep going. Because what you're about to hear next might surprise you even more. Fruit 2, grapes, the silent blood sugar spike. The next fruit is grapes, the silent blood sugar spike. When you think of foods that are dangerous for your blood flow and sexual health, I'm sure grapes don't come to mind. In fact, I bet you've been told they're one of the better choices. They're small, full of good things called antioxidants, easy to snack on while watching TV or sitting outside on a warm day. But I must be honest with you. For men over 60, grapes might be one of the most misleading fruits out there. I had a patient named Gerald. He was 68 years old, a retired school principal. He had always tried his best to eat healthy. He didn't eat cookies or drink soda, but he loved his grapes. He would keep a bowl of them on the kitchen counter. He would pick at them throughout the day. "Doctor," he said with a smile, "they're nature's candy, right?" But that was exactly the problem. You see, as we get older, our body handles sugar less well. Our body's sensitivity to insulin drops. Our metabolism slows down. And our arteries become more easily hurt by sudden rises in blood sugar. Grapes, especially the seedless green ones that most people like, are full of sugars that get into your blood very fast. And when you snack on them often, especially large handfuls, it doesn't take long for your blood sugar to go very high. That sudden high is followed by a sudden low. And over time, this up and down cycle leads to something much worse, chronic inflammation. Now, here's where it becomes personal and painful for so many men. Inflammation doesn't just affect your energy or your joints. It attacks your endothelial cells. These are the thin cells that line your blood vessels. These cells are responsible for making nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the molecule that tells your blood vessels when to open, when to get bigger, and when to send more blood to your brain, your heart, and yes, your penis. When those cells are inflamed, they stop making nitric oxide. Your blood vessels become stiff. Your blood flow weakens. And over time, your erections lose their fullness, their firmness, and their ability to be relied upon. Gerald had noticed it too. He didn't have major health problems, but his energy was dropping. He felt dull, as he put it, both physically and emotionally. His close moments with his wife weren't what they used to be. He just thought it was old age. But when we looked at his habits, the grapes stood out. It may seem hard to believe, but those sweet little grapes were giving his body a punch it could no longer handle. What is more, grapes contain a compound called resveratrol. You may have heard that resveratrol is good for your heart. That's true in small amounts, but in large amounts, especially when eaten regularly as a snack, resveratrol may make your blood too thin. And if you're already taking medicine for blood pressure or to thin your blood, that can make things worse. It can create problems in your blood flow and hurt how blood flows during arousal. I told Gerald to change things. He replaced his grapes with a handful of blueberries each day. Blueberries have less sugar. They have more protective antioxidants. And they're much gentler on the body. Within 2 weeks, he called me. He said, "Doc, I didn't realize how much better I could feel." His energy came back. His mind was sharper. And his confidence in the bedroom slowly but clearly started to return. It's never about being perfect. It's about being smart with your choices. Choosing fruits that help your hormones and blood flow instead of quietly breaking them down. Grapes may seem harmless, but they're a sugar spike in disguise. And when you're over 60, your body doesn't have the extra room it used to. You need every bit of blood flow working for you. You need every molecule of nitric oxide to work as it should. And that means saying goodbye to grapes, or at least choosing other fruits that are on your side. But don't worry, grapes aren't the only sweet trap out there. There's another fruit. It has been praised for many years as the perfect snack. It's soft and easy to eat. And it has a lot of potassium. But it might be secretly taking away your drive, making your desire dull, and lowering your testosterone without you even knowing. Let's take a closer look. Fruit 3. Bananas, potassium-packed. But testosterone blocking? Our third fruit is bananas. Potassium-packed, but testosterone blocking? If there's one fruit almost every man I've ever treated has kept in his kitchen, it's the banana. It's quick. It's easy. It has a lot of potassium. And it has this image of being the go-to healthy snack for people of all ages. I've had men tell me proudly that they eat one every morning with breakfast. They believe it's helping their blood pressure and keeping their heart strong. And to be honest, that's what I used to believe too. Until I started looking deeper into what bananas actually do to the aging male body. Let me tell you about Clarence. He was a 70-year-old veteran. He came into my office last year. He had strong hands, a deep voice, and a firm handshake. He was the kind of guy who never liked to complain. But that day, he sat quietly in my office and said, "Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore. I'm tired. I don't feel like a man." Those were his exact words. He wasn't just talking about intimacy. He meant his spark, his drive, his feeling of inner power. Everything had started to fade. We did some blood tests. His testosterone was low. His estrogen was a little high. And his dopamine, which is the brain's chemical for motivation and desire, was clearly out of balance based on the problems he described. I asked him to tell me about his diet. And when he talked about breakfast, he said, "Every morning a banana, a cup of coffee, and oatmeal." That's when I saw the problem. You see, bananas do have good things. But for older men, they come with risks most people never talk about. First, they're full of natural sugars, mostly glucose and sucrose. These sugars go into the bloodstream quickly. That means a quick rise in a hormone called insulin, followed by a drop in energy. It's a small change, but when it happens daily, it starts to wear down your vitality. More importantly, bananas make your body produce serotonin. Serotonin is a brain chemical that helps you feel calm, relaxed, and sleepy. That might sound like a good thing, but here's the problem. Serotonin competes with dopamine. When serotonin goes up too much, dopamine goes down. And dopamine is the engine behind motivation, ambition, excitement, and yes, sexual desire. This explains why Clarence had lost his edge. His body was being bathed in a calming chemical that was slowly turning down the volume on the very systems that make a man feel alive. And that wasn't all. Bananas also contain lectins. These are plant proteins that, in some people, can irritate the gut lining. This can lead to mild inflammation, and it can stop your body from taking in important nutrients. One of the nutrients most affected is zinc. Zinc is a mineral very important for making testosterone. Low zinc levels mean lower testosterone, which means less firmness, less energy, and less presence in every area of life. So, I asked Clarence to try something simple. For 14 days, he cut out bananas completely. He replaced them with half an avocado each morning. Unlike bananas, avocados are full of healthy fats that help balance hormones. They don't cause insulin spikes. They support testosterone. And they're rich in potassium without the sugar problem. 2 weeks later, Clarence came back with a smile I hadn't seen before. He said, "Doc, I feel sharper, more in control." And my wife noticed too. That's the power of understanding how your body works after 60. It's not about giving up the things you enjoy. It's about knowing which foods help the man you still want to be and which ones quietly push you in the wrong direction. Bananas might be great for kids and athletes, but for you, they could be holding you back in ways you never imagined. And here's the thing. If a soft, sweet fruit like the banana can hurt your testosterone and your drive, imagine what happens when you add a lot of acid to the problem. There's another fruit that almost every home has. Often, it's in the form of juice. It promises vitamin C and helps your immune system, but in reality, it floods your body with sugar and silently causes swelling in your arteries from the inside. You'll want to hear this because this next fruit might be the most misleading of all. Let's take a closer look. Fruit 4, oranges, the hidden citric saboteur. Our fourth fruit, oranges, the hidden citric saboteur. Years ago, if you had asked me what the healthiest way to start your morning was, I might have said a glass of orange juice. That's what I was taught in medical school. It's what most of us believed for decades. Bright, refreshing, full of vitamin C. And if you grew up in America, chances are that orange juice was a regular part of your breakfast. I can still picture my father sitting at the kitchen counter in the early morning light. He was sipping from a tall glass, thinking he was doing the right thing for his heart. But fast forward 30 years, and now we know better. We know that for men over 60, that healthy glass of orange juice might be one of the worst things you can put in your body, especially if you care about blood flow, intimacy, and staying sharp. Let me tell you about Don. He's 74, a retired engineer. He was sharp-minded and disciplined. He didn't smoke. He rarely drank alcohol. He exercised a few times a week. But in the past year, he noticed things were changing. His erections weren't as firm. His energy dropped. His confidence with his wife was hurt. He felt embarrassed. Not because of age, but because he was doing everything right and still losing ground. We looked at his daily habits. Sure enough, every morning he started with a glass of orange juice and half an orange. Sometimes more. He thought the vitamin C would help him stay healthy. But here's what's actually happening inside his body. Orange juice, and even whole oranges in large amounts, give your body a heavy dose of natural sugar. One glass can have nearly 20 grams of sugar. And for a man over 60, your body processes that sugar very differently than it did at 30 or 40. That much sugar causes an immediate rise in blood sugar levels. This then causes a strong insulin response. This sudden rise and fall of sugar becomes a dangerous cycle. It's a cycle that inflames your arteries. It makes your blood vessels hard. And it reduces the smooth blood flow your body needs to perform sexually. But it doesn't stop at sugar. Oranges are also very acidic. That acidity can irritate the lining of your stomach, especially if you drink it on an empty stomach. And when your gut lining is always irritated, it starts a chain reaction of inflammation throughout your body. For men trying to keep their nitric oxide production strong, nitric oxide, remember, is the key molecule for relaxing blood vessels and increasing blood flow. That inflammation is very bad. Without enough nitric oxide, your blood vessels can't open properly. And without opening, there's no blood flow, no performance, no intimacy. Don was shocked. "You're telling me orange juice is hurting me?" he asked. "I've been drinking that since I was a kid, and I understand. These habits are deep. They feel healthy. But just because something has been with us a long time doesn't mean it belongs in this season of life. Our bodies change. What worked then may be hurting us now." I had Don replace his morning orange juice with a small glass of 100% pure pomegranate juice. Just 4 ounces a day. Within 2 weeks, his energy improved. Within a month, his firmness returned. His wife even called to thank me. "He's back," she said, laughing. And truly, he was more alert, more present, more alive. That's what happens when we stop fighting our body's natural way and start working with it. Oranges aren't evil. But after 60, they're not your friend. At least not if you care about keeping blood flowing where it matters most. And now you're probably thinking, what should I eat instead? Don't worry, we're getting there. Because avoiding these 4 fruits is only half the story. In the next part, I'm going to show you exactly what to eat instead. These are fruit swaps that work with your body, not against it. Foods that open your arteries, give energy to your testosterone, and help you feel like yourself again. The truth is, a better sex life and stronger blood flow might start with something as simple as changing what's in your fruit bowl. Let me show you how. 5. The 4 fruit swap plan, your easy daily fix. By now, you might be feeling a little frustrated, or maybe even feel like you've been told a lie. And I wouldn't blame you. For years, we've been told that fruit is one of the healthiest things we can put in our bodies. And in many ways, that's still true. But what no one ever told you, and what most doctors don't bother to explain, is that not all fruits work in your favor. Especially when you're over 60. When I sit down with men in my office and we talk honestly, man to man, about their health, their confidence, and their relationships, they're often shocked to hear that something as simple as a piece of fruit could be making things worse. But it's not about blaming yourself. It's about knowing better so you can do better. And the good news is you don't need to stop eating fruit completely. You just need to choose carefully. You need to choose the kinds of fruits that help your testosterone improve blood flow and make your body produce nitric oxide instead of destroying it. That's where the simple 4-fruit swap plan comes in. I want you to imagine your kitchen counter right now. Maybe there's a bunch of bananas sitting in a bowl. Maybe there's a bag of grapes in your fridge. Maybe a pineapple you just cut up. Or a bottle of orange juice you've been drinking every morning for years. These fruits have served you in the past. But your body isn't the same body it was 30 years ago. It needs a different kind of support now. More specific, more gentle, more aligned with the reality of getting older. So here's what I want you to do. Just swap them. 1 for 1. It's not difficult. It doesn't need a special diet or strict rules. Just replace each harmful fruit with one that will help you feel like yourself again. If you've been eating pineapple, switch to watermelon. Watermelon is rich in citrulline, which helps your body naturally make more nitric oxide. That means better blood flow, stronger erections, and improved heart health without medicine. If grapes have been your easy snack, try replacing them with blueberries. Blueberries have less sugar. They're high in antioxidants, and they're excellent for protecting the inside lining of your blood vessels, keeping them flexible and able to respond. If you're used to starting the day with a banana, try half an avocado instead. Avocados are full of healthy fats that help balance hormones. They don't cause insulin spikes. They support testosterone production. And they reduce inflammation. All these things are key for men over 60 who want to stay active and confident in every part of life. And finally, if orange juice or oranges are a daily habit, switch to a few ounces of pure pomegranate juice. Pomegranate is like a superfruit for men's health. Studies have shown it can boost testosterone, improve nitric oxide, and help with erectile function in men with blood flow problems. Now, I know some of these swaps may seem small, but I've seen these small changes completely change how a man feels. More energy in the morning, a stronger feeling of presence in his relationships, more reliability and confidence in the bedroom. And the best part? It doesn't take months to see results. Some of my patients notice a difference in just 7 to 10 days. This is about giving your body what it needs, not what outdated advice told you was healthy. It's about making your diet match your goals, your age, and the kind of life you want to keep living. I've watched men go from feeling quietly discouraged to feeling very strong and capable, just by changing the fruits they eat. And if they can do it, so can you. But knowing what to eat is just the beginning. The real question is, what will you do with that knowledge today? Because in this final part of this video, I'm going to give you the exact steps to take, starting right now. These steps will help you get back your blood flow, protect your performance, and build a routine that keeps you strong and full of energy, day after day. Let's make it happen. 6. What you need to do today. Now that you know the truth, I want to talk to you directly, heart to heart, about what comes next. Because information, no matter how powerful, means nothing without action. And if there's one thing I've learned in over 3 decades of helping men just like you, it's this: the smallest, most consistent steps often lead to the biggest changes. The truth is, you don't need to change your whole life overnight. You don't need to throw out everything in your kitchen. You don't need to go on some extreme diet or start chasing expensive treatments. What you need is a clear decision, a promise to take better care of the one thing no one else can manage for you, your health. And it starts today. I want you to go into your kitchen after this video. Take an honest look at what's there. If there's pineapple, grapes, bananas, or oranges, remove them. Don't keep them in the fridge, thinking maybe for later. Don't tell yourself, just one more time won't hurt. You've seen the proof. You felt the truth in your gut. These fruits aren't helping you anymore. Not at this stage of your life. Then go out and replace them. Get some watermelon. Buy some blueberries. Choose ripe avocados. Find a bottle of 100% pure pomegranate juice. These aren't strange or hard to find foods. They're right there in your local grocery store, waiting to help your body instead of quietly working against it. And here's something I want you to really hear. This isn't just about food. This is about power. When you take control of what goes into your body, you start to get back the parts of yourself that might have felt like they were slipping away. Your confidence, your energy, your strength in both your mind and your body. I've seen men in their 70s who had lost all hope. They turned everything around in just a few weeks. Not because of magic, but because they stopped following what everyone else did. They started following what their body truly needed. If you're feeling unsure or maybe even a little doubtful, that's okay. Change feels uncomfortable at first, but I promise you this, it's worth it. Your body wants to heal. Your blood vessels want to open. Your hormones want to become balanced again. Your energy wants to return. You just have to give it a reason. Give it the right tools. So here's what I suggest for the next 14 days. Stick to the swaps I've shown you. No pineapple, no grapes, no bananas, no oranges, just their replacements. Fruits that fight inflammation, support testosterone, and help deliver blood exactly where it needs to go. Drink more water. Go for a walk each morning if you can. Get some sun on your skin. Start small, but start today. And as you make these changes, I encourage you to pay attention to how you feel. Not just physically, but emotionally. Are your mornings brighter? Are you thinking more clearly? Do you feel more present in your relationship? More stable in your own skin? These are signs that your body is responding, and that you're finally working with it, not against it. I've had patients bring in their wives months later and tell me that something in their marriage changed. Just from this simple food adjustment, they started to connect again. Not just in close moments, but emotionally. Because when a man feels better in his body, he acts differently in every part of his life. So, don't let this just be another video you watched and forgot. Let this be the moment you took back control. The moment you said, no more slipping. I'm moving forward now. And if you're wondering, where do I go from here, doctor? You'll want to stay for what's coming next. Because in the final part of this video, I'm going to leave you with a message I share only with my private patients. Something that connects everything together and reminds you why this journey is about much more than just fruit. It's about your legacy, your intimacy, and the man you're still becoming. Let's finish strong. 7. Final message. The power is still in your hands. If you've made it this far, I want to take a moment to tell you something most men your age don't hear enough. I'm proud of you. You showed up. You took the time to listen, to learn, and to face some hard truths that many others choose to ignore. That tells me something important. Deep down, you're not ready to give up. You still care. You still want to feel like yourself. And that matters more than you know. We've covered a lot today. You now understand how 4 fruits that are often seen as healthy, pineapple, grapes, bananas, and oranges, can quietly make your blood flow weak. They can hurt your hormones. And they can take away the energy and intimacy you deserve. Not because these fruits are bad in general, but because your body has changed. And what worked when you were 30 or 40 might not be what helps your vitality today. You've also seen how simple, smart swaps, like replacing pineapple with watermelon, grapes with blueberries, bananas with avocado, and orange juice with pomegranate, can help bring back good blood flow. They can protect your testosterone, and they can bring life back to parts of you that may have felt distant or fading. I know some of what I said may have surprised you. Maybe it even challenged what you've believed for years. And I get it. Change doesn't always come easy, especially when it comes to habits that have been part of our lives for decades. I've had patients who didn't want to try at first, who looked at me like I was crazy when I told them to stop eating the banana or throw out the orange juice. But weeks later, they would come back with color in their face, a new confidence in their step, and that quiet, clear smile that says, I feel like me again. Because here's the truth, my friend. Getting older doesn't mean getting weaker. It doesn't mean giving up close moments, or trading your passion for just sitting around. It means learning to work with your body in a new way. It means respecting what you've built in your life, and making choices that protect the years you've earned. You're not finished, not even close. You still have more to give, more to feel, and more to enjoy. I've sat across from thousands of men who thought it's too late. Men who had quietly told themselves that their best days were behind them. And you know what changed their lives? It wasn't a medical prescription or a fancy treatment. It was knowledge. It was a change in their way of thinking. And it was the decision to stop just letting things happen and start guiding their health with a clear purpose. And you can do that too. Starting today. Every meal you eat, every morning you wake up, every choice you make is a chance to help your body, or to slip further away from the man you want to be. And the beauty of it all, the power is still in your hands. You're not broken. You're not past your best time. You're simply in a new season of life that needs a new level of care, attention, and wisdom. This isn't just about food. It's about connection, energy, clear thinking, desire. It's about being present for the people who love you, and for the moments that matter most. It's about proving to yourself, day by day, that you still have what it takes to feel strong, be proud, and live fully. So, as we finish up, I leave you with this. Please take the knowledge you've gained today and turn it into action. Not next week. Not when it's convenient. Today. Clean out your fridge. Get the right fruits. Drink more water. Move your body. Choose foods that help your heart, your hormones, and your future. You deserve to feel good again. Not just sometimes, but always. You deserve mornings full of purpose, afternoons with energy, and nights where you feel close, connected, and fully alive. And if this message touched something in you, if you feel a fire starting that you thought was gone, then let it grow. Let it push you to be the man you know you still are. Because the truth is simple. Your story isn't over. Not even close. It's just getting started.